Welcome to this month's RPAG Scoop. I'm your host, Ashley Passo, and this month we are diving into some major updates, some key industry discussions, as well as important platform enhancements that will help you stay ahead as an advisor. We've gathered insights straight from the field and lined up some big announcements that you won't want to miss. So let's get started. Big things are happening at RPAG, and Jesse Taylor is here today to share a major announcement about the new partnership that's set to enhance the tools, technology, and support available to advisors. Jesse, tell us more.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jesse Taylor, Senior Vice President of Business Development at RPAG. I'm excited to share some big news. RPAG has joined forces with Great Gray Group, a leader in retirement solutions and fiduciary expertise. This partnership is a game changer for us, and it allows RPAG to enhance our advisor platform and resources that we provide to retirement plan advisors, institutions, and service providers throughout the industry. The big idea here is scaling for impact. Our mission has always been to empower advisors with the best technology and solutions to help them grow their practices with efficiency and scale. Now, with Great Gray's strategic investment in RPAG technology, talent, and operational excellence, we're taking that mission to the next level. This partnership builds on our mutual success, strengthening both our teams, products, and overall client experience. We've already expanded our technology and advisor service teams to help serve you better. So what does this mean for you? Will you still get the same best-in-class service and support you expect from RPAG? Well, of course, and now you'll get it with even more resources at your fingertips. Our planned enhancements to the platform will maximize your efficiency and expand access to the data that you need to save time and grow faster. Together, our shared mission remains the same: empowering advisors and institutions with innovative technology and solutions that enhance retirement outcomes. With Great Gray, RPAG is building a brighter future for the retirement plan industry. And thank you for being part of this journey.
Thank you so much, Jesse. I'm sure that our members are very excited about all that's to come with this new partnership. One topic that has been gathering a lot of discussion lately, though, is advisor-managed accounts. Melody Ravanipour has been digging into advisor perspectives and key challenges, and she's here to break it all down. Melody, what did you find?
Thanks, Ashley. Hello, everyone. My name is Melody. I'm the digital marketing specialist here at RPAG, and today we're going to be heading in a bit of a different direction for the What's New segment. Today, we're going to be discussing a topic that's been gaining a lot of traction in the retirement space: advisor-managed accounts, or AMAs. These personalized investment solutions are meant to help participants build a strategy that's tailored to their individual needs. But adoption hasn't been as widespread as some may expect. Some key questions that advisors are asking are: how are AMAs being used today? What challenges are preventing them from scaling? And where do they fit in the future of retirement plans? Now let's start off with how advisors are using AMAs right now. Some are leveraging them as a unique service offering, something to differentiate themselves from competitors, and provide a more personalized investment strategy for plan participants. And there are data roadblocks. Many record keepers don't share key participant data, such as salary, deferral rates, or outside assets. Without the basic information, it's difficult for advisors to tailor investment strategies effectively. And because of this lack of transparency, it's making advisors more hesitant to fully embrace AMAs. Some advisors like the customization aspect, but feel that the solutions available today are limited, while others aren't convinced that AMAs provide a significantly better outcome compared to the traditional target date fund. One advisor even mentioned being exhausted by the AMA conversation, suggesting that while AMAs are an interesting concept, they haven't yet proven to be a game changer in the industry. So what's holding back the wider adoption of advisor-managed accounts? Starting off with data access and integration issues. Many record keepers don't make participant data easily accessible, and when advisors do get data, it's often inconsistent or incomplete, as well as privacy concerns, which makes firms more hesitant to share sensitive participant details. Now, who is the ideal AMA client? Unlike broad retirement solutions, AMAs seem best suited for engaged participants, those who are actively monitoring their investments. But advisors question how scalable this really is. And lastly, there's no one-size-fits-all solution, meaning different advisors use AMAs in different ways, making it harder to develop a universal strategy. Some focus on high net worth participants, while others believe that AMAs should be accessible to everyone. So, while the idea of personalized investment advice sounds great, the reality is that AMAs are still in a bit of a gray area when it comes to mass adoption. Despite these challenges, there are still opportunities for improvement. So, what's next for AMAs? Benchmarking could make AMAs more appealing. Some advisors believe that a standardized performance and fee benchmarking tool could help bring clarity to their value. And if AMAs can be compared more easily to the traditional investment options, plan sponsors might feel more confident in offering them. Technology and data could also be the key. Advisors widely agree that better access to participant data would be a game changer. And improved integration between record keepers and advisor platforms could help make AMAs more scalable. But for now, AMAs remain a niche solution, offering potential benefits for engaged participants, but facing hurdles when it comes to data, cost, and scalability. So, where does this leave us? Advisor managed accounts are an evolving space. While some advisors are already using them to enhance their service offerings, others feel they're not yet practical on a larger scale. And the biggest roadblocks: limited data, uncertain scalability, and a lack of clear benchmarks. The conversation around AMAs isn't going away, but until these challenges are addressed, they'll likely remain a specialized tool rather than a universal solution. Thank you all so much for joining me on this segment discussing advisor managed accounts. I'm going to pass it off back to Ashley.
Thank you so much, Melody. I think that was a great insight into advisor managed accounts. And moving on, our investment team does get a lot of questions from our advisors. And today, Jeanette O from our investments team is here to tackle some of the most frequently asked questions. Let's turn it over to Jeanette to get the answers straight from the source.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to this new segment of the RPAG Scoop called the Investment FAQ. My name is Jeanette O, and I'm an investment analyst here at RPAG. So the first question that we get a lot from advisors is, what is returns-based style analysis, or RBSA for short? And for those of you who are just learning about the RPAG scorecard methodology, you may not be too familiar with how the scorecard is broken out. Well, actually, 30% of our scorecard looks at style specifically. And at RPAG, we try to incorporate style in our analysis because it's really important to make sure that we're selecting managers that stay true to their stated objective. So when you're an advisor looking to add a specific fund into your lineup and you're looking for what kind of fund you want, if you're looking to add a large cap growth fund, we want to find managers that are going to stay true to that large cap growth investing style. And so really 30% of the RPAG scorecard methodology is going to be devoted to analyzing the investment manager's style. Now, RBSA specifically, a returns-based style analysis, is a type of analysis that examines the fund's returns profile to a selected number of known indices to then ultimately describe that fund's investment style. It tells us how the portfolio's returns are behaving rather than the specific stocks that the portfolio is actually holding at a specific point in time, which would be holdings-based style analysis. And so to look at it a little deeper, I included this example with the screenshot below. And you'll see that this is actually a breakdown of the style analysis that is run for our scorecard. And I've just included this JP Morgan US equity. It's a large blend fund. And you'll see that there are these 5 categories broken out. And so this JP Morgan US equity fund is described using 5 well-known styles. We have small cap growth, small cap value, large cap growth, and large cap value, with the addition of cash, which is what we count as a style here. And so each of these styles are represented by a certain index. For small growth, that's going to be the Russell 2000 growth. Small value is going to be the Russell 2000 value. Large growth is the Russell 1000 growth. Large value, the Russell 1000 value. And cash, we're going to be looking at the 3-month T-bill. So returns-based style analysis is really looking to determine what combination of these 5 indices can be used to describe this JP Morgan US equity fund. And essentially what we're doing on the back end with certain software that we have is we're running a multiple regression called quadratic optimization using the returns of the fund as well as the returns of the 5 indices. And we're essentially seeing how much exposure this fund has to each of those different indexes or styles. So when we really look at this breakdown of this table right here, we can think of this JP Morgan fund being around 4% cash, 0.6% small growth, around 0.13% small value, and then 53% large growth and 42% large value. I mentioned earlier that this is going to be very different from holdings-based style analysis. And what holdings-based is where holdings-based looks at the actual stocks that the portfolio is holding at a certain point in time. And the reason why RPAG chooses to use returns-based style analysis over holdings-based is really for a few reasons. And the first being ease of data collection. So for returns-based style analysis, the only data points that we really need are going to be the portfolio's historical returns, as well as the returns of the set of indices that we're running this regression against. For holdings-based, that's going to look a little more different, actually a lot more complicated, because say a portfolio has around 200 stocks, we're going to need the returns of those 200 stocks, as well as a bunch of different classification data points and the weights to each of those underlying holdings. And so because this requires so many more data points, it's just a lot more difficult to run this type of style analysis. Additionally, we're only looking at a single point in time with holdings-based style analysis. For returns-based, we can look over a longer period. And when we think about the objectives of the scorecard, we're really trying to identify managers that are not only skillful, but skillful enough to perform well over a longer time period. And so returns-based style analysis is going to align with those objectives a lot more than, say, holdings-based style analysis. Hopefully this cleared up any questions that you had about returns-based style analysis. And if you have any more questions, feel free to email our support line and we'd be more than happy to provide a more in-depth explanation for you as well. The next topic that I wanted to cover in this segment is what are RPAG peer groups? And this is a question that we get from a ton of advisors every quarter. And that's probably because we're always having new advisors that may be pulling different reports and seeing different things. And so this is a question that we get pretty frequently. But RPAG peer groups are going to be a little different from any other reporting platform that you might interact with. And the reason being that RPAG peer groups separate funds by investment strategy. And really the 3 buckets that we have are going to be your active funds or actively managed portfolios, passive strategies, which include index managers, and then asset allocation funds, which are going to include your target date funds, your risk-based series, multi-manager strategies, etc. And so RPAG is a little different where we actually segment those out and have a separate peer group for asset allocation funds specifically. In addition to that, RPAG includes all vehicle types. So these include mutual funds, CITs, and separate accounts, where a lot of other reporting platforms tend to separate these out. And really, as an example, what that means is, say we're looking at a large growth peer group. So RPAG is going to separate active managers from those index managers. So we're only looking at active large cap growth managers, but the peer group is going to include large growth mutual funds, large growth CITs, and separate accounts. And so really, we're trying to create a competitive space and not, especially in the active peer group, not have those index managers kind of just add those extra bodies in that peer group. Moving on to what is category rank. Now, category ranks are going to refer to Morningstar peer group rankings. And I wanted to make this distinction because this is also something that can be a little bit confusing when it comes to what is an RPAG peer group rank versus a Morningstar peer group rank. But if you've ever pulled a peer group analysis report, you'll see that there are peer group rankings on a separate line, but they're actually called category rank. And that's going to be indicative of the Morningstar peer group rankings, which is separate from RPAG's peer groups. Morningstar peer groups, unlike RPAG, combine active and passive funds. So RPAG tries to make a special distinction by separating active and index managers, while Morningstar peer groups actually does not make that distinction and combines them and keeps them in one peer group universe. In addition, Morningstar peer groups do not include different legal structures. And so depending on the specific peer group universe that you're looking at, RPAG will separate or will include RPAG will include all vehicle types, but Morningstar tends to keep those separate. So if we're looking at a large growth mutual fund, that peer group ranking will not include CITs, similar to how an RPAG peer group would. Before we end this segment, just wanted to include this quick little slide with a few screenshots of where you can find the different peer group rankings, one that is RPAG and a couple that are Morningstar. So the top screenshot that we have here is from the fun fact sheet, but there is a section that shows that it is from the scorecard, and that's going to be a good hint of when you're looking at the RPAG peer group ranking. So anywhere that relates to the RPAG scorecard, we're going to be looking at the RPAG peer group. And so this is going to be where we separate by investment strategy and where we also include all of the different vehicle types. The screenshot below it, you'll see that's where we have our little category rank. And this is going to be in reference to the Morningstar peer group universe. And when you look at those numbers, they look a little different. And that's because we're looking at two very different peer groups. The screenshot on the right is also from our fun fact sheet, and that's going to be on the lower half of the page. And you'll know that these numbers look very similar to that category rank that we see on the left here. Under peer group rank, there's a tiny little asterisk that does show that we are looking at Morningstar's peer group rank. So that's just another way that we try to make that distinction of the peer group that you're looking at. It can be really hard to see if you're not looking for it. Honestly, you probably won't see it, but this is something that could be really useful when you're looking at, well, why do these numbers look different from the scorecard? It's because we're looking at a different peer group. That's really all I had prepared for the investment FAQ. Thanks for joining me today and hope to see you next time.
Thank you so much, Jeanette. And now it is time. Advisors, RPAG members, connoisseurs, you need to mark your calendars because our national conference dates are officially set and Melody's coming back for all the details. So let's hear what we have in store.
Thank you, Ashley. I just wanted to come back in and give you all an update on some important information. We have some exciting news to share about the future of RPAG and our highly anticipated national conference. For our 2025 RPAG National Conference, it will be taking place in Chicago, Illinois at the Four Seasons from September 29th to October 1st. We plan to provide additional details on technology, our product roadmap, areas of investment, and future growth plans at our conference. And make sure to keep an eye out for our Save the Date email. You won't want to miss this wonderful opportunity to connect with peers, hear from industry thought leaders, and gain actionable strategies to elevate your practice. So, mark your calendars and get ready to join us in Chicago for an event that will set the stage for the future of retirement consulting. Stay tuned for details in the coming months, and if you haven't already, be sure to sign up for event updates so you don't miss any key announcements. Block off your calendar for this wonderful event if you plan to go, and we can't wait to see you there.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's already in my calendar, and I hope that you will put it on yours as well. Moving on, advisors rely on data to track and grow their business. And there's a way to run a report across your entire book of business right inside the RPAG portal. Alexis Patnode is here to walk us through the entire process. Alexis, take it away.
Super excited to be back for this month's segment of Ask an ASA. The question of the month is there a way to run reports across my entire book of business? Well, the answer is yes. Let me show you how to do it. The report we will want to run is located within Menu, then Advisor Reports. Advisor reports will appear with a variety of different report types that we are able to run across our entire book of business. Report usage will show which reports we have run and who has run them. We are also able to run a provider analysis report status if we do have a provider analysis in place. Assets under advisement, again, gives us a variety of different reports, including plan type, as well as which service consultants are associated to each plan. A few additional popular reports within Advisor Reports includes our Clients or Prospects tab, which would allow you to retrieve client or prospect data. You're also able to see if you've created any notes for a client, as well as some additional plan data points. Fund reporting allows you to filter funds across your plans. You're able to see funds by plan, as well as any fund alerts or other fund notifications, such as watchlisted funds, top rank funds, or funds up for elimination. You are also able to generate fund and provider change reports, as well as being able to see when a rollover ready report was created. In order to generate a report, after you have selected your report type as well as the sub-report and selected apply, you are able to click export, which will give you all of the data points within the specific report you've decided to run. You are able to make adjustments as you wish, including only the data points that you wish to have in your end report, and select the Excel tab, which will download your report directly to your File Explorer. Another great way to see data across your entire book of business is through Advisor IQ. Advisor IQ is able to be accessed through our Quick Links taskbar, as well as directly through Advisor Reports. Advisor IQ will give you a snapshot of what is going on within your book of business, allowing you to analyze a variety of different data points, including plans, clients by size, plan breakdowns, fund recommendations, report usage, assets under advisement by consultant. Each of these different data points are also able to be filtered using the filter icon on the right-hand side. If you would like to analyze any of these specific widgets further, you are able to do so by hovering over the widget and selecting the focus mode icon. Here, you are also able to generate a report directly from the Advisor IQ page by selecting the small 3 dots to show more options and exporting as an Excel. Thank you for joining us today for the Ask an ASA segment. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our support team at support@rpag.com, and I'll see you next month.
Thank you so much, Alexis. We are always working to enhance the RPAG portal to make your workflow more efficient. Michael Feldman is here to showcase some of those latest enhancements and what they mean for advisors. Michael, let's hear about what's new.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back. My name's Michael, and we'll be looking at some enhancements today and demoing them as well. These are enhancements that are already in the portal. These are not like future enhancements or anything. They are live in the portal right now. So I just wanted to show everybody how they work, and I think these would be a very good tool for you to improve your experience using RPAG. The first enhancement that we're going to be looking at is the Advisor Comp tool on the plan details. So to access this, you would just hit the Advisor Comp tile, and you'll be able to add Advisor Comp depending on what kind of frequency or type. This specific enhancement, though, we added the ability to add tier-based assets. So if your advisor comp calls for certain basis points on a asset by asset kind of tiered list, let's say $0 to $1 million on the plan, it's 15 basis points, $1 million to $2 million, you'll get 20 basis points, et cetera, et cetera. You'll be able to add this onto your plan. Also, we added a couple of new headers to the output report, and I'll show you that later in this video. Next, it's going to be the service plan, and this enhancement isn't going to be for everyone. But this one is specific to the company admins in each company. We added the ability to bulk add templates to your service plans. So I know that a lot of advisors ask for this because going in plan by plan, adding a template can be a little bit strenuous. So we added the ability to bulk add templates to your service plans. We are going to start the demo portion of the scoop. We're going to start off looking at the advisor comp enhancements. So as you can see, I'm already in a test client. So we're going to scroll all the way down. We're going to go to this test 401k. We're going to go all the way down until we find the advisor comp. Now, the advisor comp tile, after you select it, you'll come to this screen. As you can see, I went ahead and pre-made a advisor comp asset-based tiers, but we're going to go into them and I'm going to kind of show you what we did here. So there's two ways to upload or get asset-based tiers onto your plan. You can either go from here, which is the plus sign. And when you go to the plus sign, I'm not going to select it here for demo purposes. We're going to just go into the one that we've already got. So I'm going to select the edit pencil here. But when you do hit that plus sign, you'll be able to select a start and end date if you would like, a description, which you have multiple selections here. And then you'll be able to select the type of advisor comp. Now, we do have some selections here, but for this testing purpose and demo, we're going to look at the asset-based tiers. Now, it's already been selected. So I'm going to show you kind of what appears. Once you hit asset-based tiers, you'll get a scale type dropdown, which you'll be able to select sliding scale or breakpoint scale. Right now, we already have the sliding scale selected, but when you select one of those options, you'll get a little enter scales link here. We select it. So this is a sliding scale. So this is either $1 to $1 million, and then you can add rows. So we can go from $1 million and $1 to $2 million here, and we can add 10 basis points, and we can save that sliding scale. Now, After you've done that, you can go to your payment frequency or timing. But as you can see, some of these selections do have an asterisk, which indicate a required field. You do have to enter those fields that have an asterisk. If you don't have a payment frequency or timing, that's okay. It doesn't affect anything. It's just for you to look at what each advisor comp is going to give on a payment frequency or timing. You can leave them blank if you would like. Now, we get to the amount in basis points and split percentage. At the bottom, you'll see an advisor of record, which you can split the percentage amongst the advisors of record on the plan. For this instance, we're going to enter in 100% because there's only one advisor of record. If you had two, you could split it 50-50, 7/3, 70-30, or 60-40. And now we're going to hit save. And as you can see, this updated. We can see the advisor split 100%. And now we can see our estimated annual revenue and compensation and our reasonable compensation and target compensation down at the bottom. I'm going to show you the second option of how to enter in your asset-based tiers. Now, this is going to be better for advisors or members that want to bulk add asset-based tiers to their advisor comp. Now, when we hit the Upload Excel link, we're going to have an option to have two templates here. Download the asset-based tier template here. Now that the document's open, you can see that we have some test data here that is already entered into a couple of our test plans. For this demo purpose, I've already entered this information here. Now, for this to properly work, you need to enter in your client ID, the client name, the plan ID, the plan name, your asset-based tier ranges, and the basis points to each range. For this one, since this is a demo, I just put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as the client ID. The client name is test. The plan name is the same as the client, or as the same as the client ID. The plan name is test 401k, and I entered in these ranges here. Now, since I've already entered everything, we can go here and file save it as whatever name template you would like, something that's easy to remember, or you could put it as asset-based tiers template and put the date it was last updated, whatever you would like. After we've saved the document and everything has been entered, we can go to Upload Excel again and either physically drop the file in or click here and it will bring up your documents on your computer. Now, once you've selected your template, we can go to Upload File. After that, it should come up with a success pop up here. And once that happens, you should see your asset-based tiers advisor comp show here. Now, a couple of the fields will be blank because they are not required to be entered onto the template. But you are more than welcome to go back and edit them as you please. For our second enhancement, first, we're going to want to go to our company, which is right here. We're going to select advisor training, and we're going to scroll down all the way to the bottom where we see settings. Now, if you see this, I like going here and selecting which one I would like to go into. For this one, we're going to go into service plans. This enhancement will allow you to bulk add service plan templates to your service plans for your clients. This can only be accessed through the company admin of the company you are a part of. Once we are here, we can either select an RPAG template, which is ones that RPAG has built out for you, your default templates. You can enter in your My Templates here. As you can see, we have a lot here. And then you can enter in the plans that you would like to have added here, and also the year. So if you would like to add a 2025 for your 2025 service plan for your clients, and they are all using the same template, this is a really good tool for you because you won't have to individually go into each plan and do it on a one-by-one basis. Go to here, select all your plans, Select which template you want them to have, select a year, and hit Assign Plan Template. Since we are all here, we will see that we have a select all, select none, and a done. So for this, we're going to go select all. We have a lot of plans in this company. We'll hit done. And then we're going to select a template here. We're going to go to client 1 million to 5 million. And we're going to select a 2025 year. Now, once we hit assign template, we should get a success. Once you've hit the assign service plan template button, there's one caveat to this tool. They will not show immediately. It takes overnight for these service plans to be bulk added to all your clients. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed your time with me and going through these enhancements in the portal, and I'll turn it back to Ashley.
And that wraps up the March RPAG Scoop. A big thank you to Jesse, Melody, Jeanette, Alexis, and Michael for sharing their insights and updates. We're always here to bring you the latest trends, resources, and strategies to help you grow as an advisor. So continue to keep growing, and we'll see you next time.